Yo, 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 here we go, baby! Hey guys, today I prepared for you 5 games that I played in the Ghent tournament in Belgium. We went there as 13 friends, we end up as 13 family members, so big shout out to them for making the holiday one of the best in my life. Now on the screen you can probably meet my family, see them somewhere here. Although I know you came here for chess, I just wanted to share with you my emotions after this event. But enough of that, let's get to the games. First game I was playing against Samuel More, older guy from Ireland that I thought would be a great opponent for the start, especially that he is playing my openings. Although I didn't expect him to play my openings better than I did, let me show you what I meant. So everything started with e4. We have c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6. So here we have the Dragon Sicilian. My favorite opening as black is Benoni, but forget about it. For this game my favorite opening is Sicilian. Actually I was surprised already on move 8, queen to d2, and here I play bishop to d7. The best approach was knight to b6, but honestly I don't like exchanging like this. So first I prefer to put my bishop over here to then exchange it like this, even that this file is so far blocked. As computer says this is a mistake, +1 for my opponent. He didn't find a way, he played the bishop to c4. Now knight to c6, bishop b3 and the rook c8. Here my opening knowledge just finished, so from now on I was playing on my head, and here we have h4. I respect that a lot. I'm playing h4, h5 all the time by myself. So here knight a5. I was like, okay, this bishop will be very annoying, so I want to exchange this bishop. This is what happened. So here I have h4, h5. I'm taking the bishop, he is taking a to b3 and rook c5. This move actually I was very proud, because here I can control a lot of stuff. Cannot go with the knight because then he will be losing 2 pieces for a rook. So this is fine. Even if he went back, then I'm just taking here and everything is perfect. Although he took, I took on from f7 to g6 to make my king have the escape plan. And here bishop h6. Bishop h6, that's what I was hoping for, because here I'm playing rook to h5, rook takes, I'm taking with the knight, bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop, and long castle. And here I was like, okay, I'm playing black and I'm not doing actually very bad. This knight is a bit weak, I understand that. But beside that I have the half open file for my rook, this bishop is quite strong, and this queen is not doing anything so far. That's why queen to a5, king to b1, queen to e5 to stop pushing the pawns. But yeah, here we have a rook to h1, because he wants to come here and do again some dirty stuff on my file, on h file. That's why I stopped it. Queen to g3, knight to d5, a rook to f7, protecting the pawn, because otherwise if I go like this I'm losing this pawn and I cannot take the knight because I'm losing here. So that's why this move, I really hated my position that time, but I'm okay, I'm still fighting, it's not that bad. And here we have knight to e3. That was the moment I was like, okay, he's going back, so I'm getting out of this pressure a bit, but I see that maybe he wanted to go here to block my queen and then jump here. So I thought I'm very smart and I went with a rook to f4 and I went for the cigarette, super happy. So you can imagine my face when I'm coming back and I see this position on the board. I was like, okay, what was my idea? Why I played this rook to f4 was like this. The knight will go back to fork my rook and the pawn. I'm going to rook here for exchanges. He has to exchange, otherwise he's losing the rook with the check. So I will take back and then I will protect this pawn from this knight here. That was my idea, but yeah, then I got the fork and I had to improvise. Obviously I cannot go here because I'm losing the queen. If I will go here, then he will go here and I will lose this rook anyway. So I'm like, okay, you play it better, I give this exchange to you, I'm going back with the queen, he's taking the rook, I'm taking the knight, and queen c3. Here I really didn't want to let this queen go to c6, that's why I played this disgusting move, knight to e6, then knight to d5, queen to g5 targeting this pawn, and queen to e3. I'm like, okay, well, I'm losing this game anyway, I don't want to lose it for free, so I'm taking this pawn on g2. Now here we have queen to h6, and the only move, knight to g5, protecting the pawn. At least that's what I thought, because here I'm losing the pawn, I'm going up with the king, he had to go back, and now another moment I thought I'm the smartest on the world and I'm blocking this rook, so I can take this rook with the check and this queen is doing here nothing, but actually he could just take this bishop because I cannot take with the knight because it's a mate. If I take this rook with the queen, I'm losing the knight. So here we have a rook to d1, I'm taking another pawn, rook to d3, queen to g2, and here he sacrificed the rook, which was a mistake because actually I had the draw here and I was thinking about this draw, but after he took this rook I was like, phew, I see what you're doing, and I respect that a lot. So I gave him this piece up. I'm like, it's still not that bad because soon I will get the pawn on e4, and yeah, okay, I'm losing the piece, but I have 5 pawns against 3 pawns that are next to each other. Maybe there is a chance I can do something more. So queen to h1, king to a2, and I'm taking the pawn. Here, queen to f6, I'm going to e7, queen to h8, if I go here there is a fork, so I have to go on f7 square, the only move. He is going back, I was pretty sure he is going to take on h7, and then I wasn't sure if I'm winning or drawing or losing anymore. I was losing, that's what I thought. Then he went back, I went back, and then he took the pawn on d6, and actually I was pretty happy about it. Queen to h4, and here queen to b8, then queen to d8, exchanging the queens, and actually if he would exchange I would be super happy because these 2 pawns will be super difficult to be stopped by the knight, but first he gave the check, I went to e7 with king, and then he took the queen, I took the queen back, and then he took my pawn on h7, and this is what I missed actually, that I'm losing one of these pawns, and that was the moment I knew I'm hoping for a draw now. And that was the big decision, that should I go on h file, like direction to the h file, or should I go to direction to the a file? And I'm like, okay, if I will go to the h file, he will sacrifice this knight for this pawn, and my king will be too far away from the other side where his king and his pawn will just attack me as a bulldozer. So I made a small trap. I first go to h file, kind of the direction, then he played c4, and then I went to the other side. So now we have king to d6, king to a3, king to c5, king to a4, a6, and a5. And I was pretty happy actually. He was like, what are you doing, my friend? Like, you shouldn't be playing like this because now it's getting like drawish kind of. Instantly I played b5. Now we have the check, b4. I'm taking the c4 pawn, and here knight to g5. In this moment I was completely sure that's a draw, because this knight needs to protect this pawn. If this king will take the pawn, I will take these 2 pawns and everything is fine. Although, and this is what I played, king to b3, knight to e4, king to c4, knight to g5, king to b3, knight to e4, and here he offered a draw, which I was like, hell yeah baby, thank you Samuel, I'll take it anytime. It appears that in this position there is mate in 22 moves for white. So for the first game I'm super insanely happy that from lost position, completely lost position, I get a draw. And that was the first game. In the second game, actually the most important game for me, I was playing against Rick Faber, who is my friend, so that is very funny that you need to play the classical, the official tournament against your friend. Both of us were tryharding as much as it possible, and yeah, enough of that, let me just show you what happened. Okay, so I was white in this game, and there is no other option than London, so of course d4, knight to f6, bishop to f4, g6, e3, bishop to g7, bishop to d3, and short castle. And this is my favorite opening as a London player, because here immediately h4. You know, it was so funny when my friends are coming to see how we are doing and they see this move h4 in move 5 because they know me well, and just they're coming, they're looking, they're laughing, they're walking away. This amazing feeling. Here of course h5, because my friends told Rick that he need to be careful on this h file because I'm always pushing this pawn as much as possible. So this is the anti-Hubi move, and they were right. Actually, I hate playing against h4, h5, but like from both sides. But it's okay. I was like, let's make it simple. This is my field. He don't know what is going on, so I can swindle him a bit. Here we have bishop to e5. I wanted to take him out of his preparation. I didn't know how deep his preparation is actually against my London. So the 6th move was the first time I played this move ever in my life. According to the computer, it was a mistake. For me, it was a brilliant move because I will exchange this bishop or change this knight or the bishop of my enemy for this game. And then I will just make my pyramid. This bishop is out of the game, so it's not going to be a problem for me anymore. Actually, everything is fine. So here, d6, he pushed me to do it, so I took the knight, he took with the bishop, and c3. c5 and queen b3. Yeah, here I was making the small trap already to taking this pawn. Of course, Rick saw that. I was also hoping for this kind of move, so I can go grab this pawn. Rick played king h8. He was really scared of me, and I respect that. But this move was a bit passive. It's okay, I didn't play it well, honestly also, because here I played knight to h3 for this move, but actually that was a sneaky move to sacrifice this pawn. If he takes it, I'm going with the knight here, and then all of my pieces will be targeting these pawns, and for sure there will be some sacrifices. Actually, after the game, Rick told me that with every move, every single move he was counting, he was thinking where Hubert can sacrifice something. And this is so right to play against me though. So here we go. Of course, Rick didn't want to take this free pawn. Here we have knight c6, knight g5, and in that case I wanted to go here, because now if he takes, I'm opening this h file anyway. But no, of course Rick didn't want to do it. e6, completely blocking this one, because yeah, that was attacked one move before, and that was a good move. Here we have f4. That was a bit ambitious from me, because I was feeling too confident playing against the Rick. I'm a bit better player than him. Maybe in classical he is better. For sure his opening knowledge is better than me, but in the middle game I know I can do more crazy stuff. So here we have f4. I wasn't sure about this move, but in the end I'm like, let's do it. Knight a5, I'm going back queen to c2, making the battery already, so I wanted to sacrifice the bishop obviously. But here, king to g7, very nice move, another one. And here, the mistake. Mistake, g4, because here I wanted to actually went into Rick's head. I wanted to make him think that I played it so confidently that he don't want to take it, because I will show him something he didn't expect. But he showed me he has the balls of steel, so of course he took it. And then I'm like, okay, now I have no plan at all. Imagine if he didn't take it, like for example, he played bishop here, I'm taking it back. If he takes, then I can do whatever, I can sacrifice this bishop and went here with the checkmate with my queen. Well, of course, it didn't happen. He took the pawn, then knight to d2, d5, long castle. Bishop to e7, and here I was like, okay, now if this piece is out of the game, this piece is out of the game, this piece haven't moved yet and is also targeting his own pawn, and the only move he is playing is moving his bishop on e7. Now is the time, or it's never the time. So here we have h5, baby, h5. In the end I had to play it, right? So here we have bishop takes g5, and that was the moment I was thinking the longest time in my life about one chess move. It was 40 minutes, and I was thinking, should I take it? But then his queen is going to activate. I really don't like it. This pawn is also really nice. And then I was thinking, should I sacrifice this knight, just not taking this bishop? And then if he takes back, I'll take here, and then his king is very weak, very open. Of course, if I will play here, he wants to save this bishop for the next move. So actually I'm getting two pawns. And after 40 moves, I saw some lines that he can save it, but they were so deep that I was like, okay, let's check Rick's calculations, sacrifice. And the moment when I did it, he is coming back to the board, looking at me, and I'm like, and I'm like going for the cigarette. And then he was thinking for like 25 minutes, I guess. And he went to h6 with bishop. And that was my idea, actually. That was the move I was sure I'm good. Even that I'm playing with the piece down. Because yeah, here I'm taking the pawn. He can't take with the king because he's losing the bishop. So he's taking with the rook. Now I'm adding another rook to the fight, targeting the g4 pawn. So here we have rook to f6. I'm taking the pawn, king to f8. Here, very mysterious move. Actually, I was so proud about this move. That is insane. Bishop to b5. Why bishop to b5? I'm attacking nothing. Like, why did I make this move? I made this move because my queen has space to go here, and if he doesn't do anything, that would be the mate. Of course, it's a classical game and Rick is not that bad. Rick played queen to c7, but now I wanted to exchange the rooks. So rook to g6. He went back with the bishop on g7 square, but now I'm going rook to h7. That was another move I was super excited about, even that it's a mistake for the computer, because he cannot move this bishop anymore because of this, but he instead played rook to f7. And rook to f7 is a mistake, but it's such a big mistake that it's 6.2 for me now. And I played just knight to f3 to put my knight to the game, because everything like stands perfectly for me now. And he played very fast, ultra fast, bishop to f6. And here the ending idea, instantly rook takes f6. And after 5 minutes of not believing what you did, Rick gave me the hand and resigned. So here we are, 1.5 out of 2. That's all for the second game. See you in the third one. We are in the third game, the game I was playing against Philip van Doorne. I hope you read it like this. The guy from the Belgium. So I'm playing away and he's playing at home. That's the third round. Both of us has 1.5 out of 2 and I'm playing black. All started with d4, so there couldn't be another respawn by me than c5. So here are the Benoni baby, and here knight f3. The mistake in move 2. I mean, I get it. He was thinking about this move for 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. He was thinking about second move for 10 minutes. Honestly, I was thinking that he is thinking that I know the old Benoni better than him, so he don't want to go into the main lines. So that's why he played knight to f3. I played like usual Benoni setup, e6, which was inaccuracy, but I didn't care. I'm like, you are in my game. You don't know anything now. I don't know anything now. That suits me. And yeah, let's see what happens next. So e3, knight f6, bishop d3, a6, b3, b5. I'm going all in. I'm like, I'm not scared of you. The last game I was playing against one of my best friends in the Netherlands. So show me what you got. So here, bishop b2, bishop b7, knight b d2, and d5. d5, I was thinking about d5 if it's a good move or bad move, but actually I didn't want him to push the e4 pawn. That's why I blocked it myself, even blocking my bishop, just to not let him go to e4. He should play the c4, that's what I was thinking. He took my c pawn though. I'm like, okay, then I'm just taking the bishop, you're helping with my development, so I can't argue to that. Short castle, knight b d7, rook to e1, queen to c6, and now he pushed the e4 pawn. And now I wanted to make another small trap, because he pushed the e4 pawn. Now this pawn is no longer on the e3 square, the rook is not on the f1 square, so it's not protecting the f2 pawn. So that's why I jumped in with the knight g4 to attack the square. He played rook to e2, very good move. And I pushed the pawn on d4. I didn't know what to do, honestly, and I know I'm blocking my bishop. I just told you that was my idea, but because he was protecting this well, I couldn't do anything more. So I'm like, okay, I will block 2 of his pieces now, but actually he could just take it, but could he? Let's see. So h3, I'm like, okay, I'm not scared of you, show me what you got. h5, I'm sacrificing the piece, but he didn't take it. That was like a nice idea that he didn't take it. So knight from d to f1, knight g to e5, so my knight is no longer hanging. And now knight takes d4, queen to d6, so I'm attacking this knight double, he is protecting it once. And knight takes to b3. He sacrificed the piece for 3 pawns. And I'm like, okay, I see you want to have the nice game. Let's see how it will end. I'll play it very calmly, because piece up is this piece up. So I took, of course, the knight. And then he took b5 with the bishop. Queen takes queen d1. And rook takes d1. If I make the castle, I'm losing the piece back. I don't want to do it. So here I went king to e7. Because there is no more queens on the board. So this king in the center should be safer. And there is no more pin, so he cannot take this knight for free. So here we have a4. And I was pretty scared about these pawns, because as you can see, 3 connected pawns against no pawns pushing, it's very scary. But I was giving him a really hard time for this, not to let him pushing these pawns. So here, bishop to a6, exchanging the bishops, that's what happened. I took with the rook, and knight to e3. I wanted to exchange more and more pieces, because in the end I will have the piece up. And that's what happened. I took with the bishop. I was thinking if should I go with the king, but then the rook is more active. I need to go back with the king. I don't want this, so I'll take with the bishop. He's going king to f1. I made rook to b8, so he can never push this pawn anymore because he will lose. So here we have rook to d2, bishop to c5, bishop to d4. So bishop to b4, I didn't care about this honestly. I played my own move, rook to b4. So now I'm attacking this twice, and if he takes, I will take with the knight, and this knight will do magic stuff. So this is what happened. He took with the bishop, I took with the knight, and f3 to protect this pawn. And here I was feeling already pretty nice. He was waiting for my mistake, but actually I didn't do any more mistakes in this game. Knight c6, a very nice sneaky move, because yeah, I'm going back with the knight only to go farther, but the point was knight to c4, and that's what I was hoping, because now knight takes a4, and from this moment I knew I'm winning, because yeah, 3 connected pawns are extremely good, 2 also, but I'm having the piece up, right? So should be nice. e5, knight to b6, rook to d6, and knight takes c4. Rook takes c6, knight takes e5, and I'm winning another pawn. Rook to a6, rook to b7 for not letting checks or anything. Knight to d7, king to d2, knight to b6, c4, knight to d7, only because he played this move. I can go back to target this pawn, so king to c3, and here another creme de la creme, baby. Rook takes b3, because if he takes, I'm jumping with the fork, and I have piece up against this 1 pawn and 4 pawns against 3, so I'm completely winning, and this is what happened. And this game actually lasted for 15 more moves. I knew I'm still winning, but this opponent didn't want to resign. I mean, I respect that he was playing with me for 3 hours, but yeah, he couldn't do anything more. And actually after this move, I went for the cigarette. When I came back, the board was clear already, all set, and that will be it from the third game. Guys, game number 4, the most important game of the whole tournament. I'm playing against the single leader with 3 pawns. I have 2.5. My opponent is from Turkey, Erhan Demisilier. And let me show you what happened here. Of course, d4, here we have d5, bishop f4, c5, e3, knight c6, c3, knight f6, bishop d3, e6, knight d2, bishop d6, knight g f3. I wanted him to take this bishop, but I didn't expect to go into the line I'm not sure about. So he took the bishop, I took back, he took back the pawn, I took back with the pawn, and my pawn is the disaster. This also doesn't look nice, so after 10 moves, already a bit shady, but see what happened next. Here we have short castle, I did short castle as well, and maybe that was the mistake. I should be rushing his king already instead of playing this weak move. Castle is castle, so queen to b6, knight to b3, a5. Knight to b3 because I didn't want to lose any of these pawns, so that's why knight to b3. Then he rushed to a5. I was thinking if should I go here, so if he kick me I will go front and he cannot take this pawn. But I didn't feel confident about this, so I'm like okay, I'll just block it away with a4, and also maybe I can put my rook on the third file, so it will be some nice tactics then. A rook to d8, knight to e5. That was my sneaky little tactic here, because if he takes, of course I'm taking, I have a nicer center, and that's nice. If he takes here, I'll take with the knight. If he takes with the queen, I'm taking here and I'm taking his queen. So that's nice. Of course he saw it, so he didn't take it. He pushed the g6. But here I played rook to a3, and that was my another sneaky tactic, because now if he takes here, I will take here, and if he take one of these pawns, then I will take back, and then everything is fine. But although if he takes here, I take here, and he will take here, first I will take here with the check, so his king is completely naked, and then I'm going to take this knight back with attacking the queen, and everything is perfect here. Unfortunately, he sees that also. Knight to e4, but knight to e4 was very annoying for me. For now it doesn't attack anything, but in the future, because of this, I will really hate it. So I had to react somehow on this. So here I played bishop b1, bishop to d7, f3. So I kick this knight away finally when I can, because now everything is protected, so this knight can go away. What I was thinking, this is what happened. Knight to c5. This looks amazing, but I need to remember that still it will hang someday. So this is like double blade sword from both sides. He went bishop to e8. I played rook to f2 to protect this pawn and also to make the king out of the pin, kind of. So here rook ac8, and I took the knight. It was so much pressure here that honestly I didn't know what to do. So I just took this knight, what was fine. He took with the rook, and I played g4. So I want to make this king have some air now. Queen to c7, b3. b3 is a disgusting move because I'm blocking my rook and this rook is out of the game. But for me, the most important was that this knight is also out of the game because it's completely strong. So I was fine with b3, rook to c8. This looks really powerful, especially when this move will go up. I'll lose my queen. So here I played king to g2, b5, and with b5 I was like, what? Like, that's why you triple your rook to play b6, right? Because with this move, I don't need to do anything, and this knight is going to stay here forever. I'm like, okay, so here we have b5. So I played bishop d3, because if he takes, I'm taking, and now this knight will be taken. Here, b4. So he let me activate my rook again. So here we are, rook a2, queen to d8. Here he was like turning his head on the both sides. He didn't know what to do, and he didn't like his position. I can understand that, but that was the moment I didn't know what to do. I had all of this plan to make his knight out of the game, this bishop also. Like, everything looks perfect here, but I didn't know how can I improve my position now. So I'm like, okay, I will do every effort to make the h fight open, and let's see what happened. So here we are, king to g3, rook 6 to 7, and h4. And h4 is inaccuracy, but for me it was a best blunder because queen to f6 targeting my pawn. So I need to do something with this bishop. So here I thought I'm smart. I will go first bishop to a6, so these rooks won't be as a battery, so he need to move this rook somewhere. He did it, rook a8, and then I took the bishop to e2. And I wasn't sure about this move, and actually that was the completely losing move for me. I should push it somewhere on f1. I don't know, I didn't like this bishop here. For me it was better here, but actually he showed me why it wasn't. So h5, so beautiful move, because yeah, then he can open everything up. Even after I take this one, he will go here with the knight, so I couldn't let him do it. So queen to d3, rook a c8, queen to e3, h takes g4, f takes g4, not to letting this knight here. But now he found the brilliant move, and here we have rook takes c5, and I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, I'm taking this rook, and he showed me why. Knight to e4 check. I see he's taking my rook, and then he can take the pawn. Here I was thinking, should I go here? No, because I will get this instantly. So I'm like, okay, should I go here? Same story, this will hang. But actually I played king to h3 to protect this pawn still. If he takes the rook, I'll take with the queen. This is what happened. And here we have queen to c3, check, very nice move. I have to exchange the queens, otherwise I'm losing this pawn, at least what I thought. He took, I took, and then he took the c5. And when he took the c5, I think I lost in my head already at that moment, because here I played g5, completely unnecessary move, because of course he played rook to c3. I'm losing the bishop, I'm losing the pawn, I had to protect it. I played king to g4, I'm losing this pawn. Then I played bishop to d1, attacking the rook and also protecting this pawn here. Rook to c3, then I exchange the rooks. If he plays this one now, I will take, and if he takes, I'm taking with the bishop. So a small trap, and in the end, of course, he didn't go for it. He played d4. I took. He took with the d-pawn, king f3, bishop c6, king e3, king f8, king d4, bishop d5, king d3, king e7, h5. I thought I have some counterplay on the other side, but when I took with the bishop, he went bishop to b3, which I missed completely. Bishop to f3, bishop takes a4, and when he took the last pawn on the a side, I'm like, okay, that's enough. You deserve that win. Well done. GG. Here I resigned, of course. There it is, the last game of the tournament. Me against Rob McClatchy. I hope I read it correctly. The guy from England, a guy who played a lot of tournaments in his life, and in this tournament he is doing quite well. He won 1 game, he drew 3 games, so he's unbeaten. And now it's time for me. I decided to play this game as solid as is it possible because of the loss in the previous round. So let me show you. So here we are, d4. I played c5, of course, there was no other option. The similar of this game looked exactly like game number 3 though. So here we have e3, e6, knight f3, knight f6, bishop d3, a6, castle, b5, b3, bishop b7, knight bd2, d5, c4. In this game he played c4 first, which was amazing. Here I was thinking a lot of stuff. If should I push it, if should I take it. The taken wasn't an option because his knight will always go here, and yeah, the taken wasn't an option for me at all. So I played queen to b6. Whenever he will put the bishop here, I will just take it, but that was already a mistake. I'm losing plus 1 for the opponent. So here we have a3 because he wanted to play this move. I took this pawn on c4, he took with the pawn, and here I played knight d7, rook b1. All of you can see what is going on over here. I didn't want this to happen, so here we have bishop c6, so I'm protecting this now. If knights go here, I will go here. He will have double pawns, so it's fine for me. But he took on b5 though, and that was my surprise. I'm like, okay, I'm taking with the a pawn. I'm pretty happy with this. And here he was ambitious. I must say he is playing like me before, way back before. So here we have knight to c4. We are going on the pin. He is attacking my bishop. I cannot take it because I'm losing the queen, obviously. I'm like, okay, if you want to play like this, let's play like this. Queen to a6. Now I'm attacking the knight, so he need to go back. So this was kind of lost move. He went knight ce5, which is nice. And I played c4. Now I'm attacking his bishop, and I have postponed already. So this is fine for me. From that moment I was feeling very good already. He took my bishop, I took with the queen, and then queen c2. Another pin I cannot take because I'm losing the queen. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm glad I can play against you. So bishop d6, bishop e2, rook a4. The first mistake of mine out of 2 in this game, because I should play queen to a6. I didn't like this move because this pawn can never be taken, and that's why I played this move, because later I can double my rooks and focus on this pawn. But he played knight to d2. Now I castled, bishop to f3, very good move, attacking my queen. So now I went queen to a6, targeting this pawn with everything I have. Now knight to e4. Knight to e4 was a bit sus for me. I didn't like it from his side. I'm like, okay, so I'm taking this knight. This is what happened. Then he took with the queen, and here the best move was the most natural move, jumping the knight to f6. Although I didn't like that he can exchange the queens even here. So I'm like, okay, so what if I will play a rook to b8, so I'm protecting this pawn, cannot go here anymore, cannot go here of course, but he can go here. That was my concern, that he could go to c6 square, but actually he played bishop to d1, and I'm like, okay, this move I missed completely. It's a very nice move. You're attacking my rook, so I need to go back. I'm going back, but then he played bishop f3 again, and that was the moment I was super happy, because I knew he doesn't have a plan at all, and I had a big plan now, because now I'm playing rook to b6, because now I'm protecting all of these squares, so I cannot go with queen here. Next move I will just take this pawn and everything will be perfect. But actually he let me do this for free, so he played bishop to d2, and I just took it with the rook. Here we have bishop to b4. He wanted to exchange the bishop and attacking taking my rook, so I have to do it. So I'm taking it, he is taking with the rook, and I played a rook to a2. That was my sneaky move, because I was thinking that he want to go to c2, but actually he went to b1. That wasn't a good move, but in my mind that was a quite okay move. So here I finally do some use with my knight to f6, and rook to c1. Here I was thinking to go here, attacking this and this in the same time, but I decided to go with the knight to attack this rook and exchanging this nice bishop. This what happened. So I'm taking with the pawn, and this is beautiful. I thought he will play here, but he didn't. He played h3 because he didn't want anything on the 8 file as a background mate. I also was thinking about it, but so far I was okay. So yeah, h3, and here we have a rook a4, queen to b2, queen a5, targeting this rook twice. So he took with the rook. If I take with the queen, then I'm losing the queen or I'm losing the game. So this is all I wanted, actually, to took with this queen, and now I cannot because of this sneaky queen to b2. So I have to take with the pawn, queen to a3, queen to b4 for exchanges, a rook to a1. I took the queen, he took the queen, and here the intermezzo. First I check on b1 to make king as far as possible, king to h2, and then I went back to b4. So king goes back to g1, king to f8, king to f1, king to e7, king to e2, king to d6, and here we have f3. Of course he wants to open it up, so I cannot let it happen. f5, then g4, g6, h4, then king to c6, and then he pushed e4. When he pushed, I took d to e4, he took e, I took e, and then h5. I didn't do anything about it, I'm just going with the king, king to d5, he took on g6, I took on g6, and rook to h3. The last move of the game was taking d4 pawn with the king, and here he resigned. Okay guys, last time I was so excited that I didn't put an outro in the end, so this time I will change it. If you like the video, please subscribe, give a like, enjoy the rest of the day. If you have some advices for me or feedback, just please put it into the comments. I will try to be better next time. Actually, that's it, I think. I hope you like it, I really do. If you didn't, then I hope at least the time you were watching wasn't a waste of time. And yeah, thank you guys.